Yes, everyone, what's happening? Thank you for joining us. I'm just on a video testimonial with one of my brothers from Men's and Mastery Academy, Reeve. Thank you for joining us, brother.
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm good. So yeah, mate, let's dive straight into it, mate. I just want you to really tell us, mate, what was the reason for you joining Men's and Mastery Academy, mate, and what before you joined?
I think before joining, I was a bit lost. No, I was meant for a little bit more, becoming that better version of myself and surrounding myself around a good circle and in a learning environment. So that was like a big thing for me, just trying to find somewhere where I can feel comfortable to grow, somewhere that I can actually expand my beliefs, learn about myself and surround myself by other people who are on that same journey of feeling like there's more within themselves.
Mm. Yeah, so you probably identified me at that point then that there was something maybe holding you back and that you wanted to be able to work through it, mate, and reach your potential, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. There's just always been something like lingering inside me, like I'm meant for more. I've got this potential. I want to reach that potential. And obviously just being in a environment that and a place where you can actually get to that potential is what you've got to do. You've got to get yourself out of your comfort zone and push yourself into that place where you can um take steps in the right direction.
Mm, boss, mate. So how old are you again, mate?
So I'm 20.
20, and you're doing the self-development work on yourself, mate. And I always say this to you, don't you, brother? Like, wow, honestly, where you're gonna be, mate, in the next few years through doing this type of work, it's gonna be incredible. Um, so yeah, mate, okay. You've took the plunge. You've joined Men's in a Mastery, mate. Let's hear about what it's like inside Men's in a Mastery Academy for you, mate. Obviously, for most men, it's nerve-wracking before they take the jump. They're committing,
Mm.
mate, not just financially, but they're committing to time and energy to showing up, mate, and joining a group of men that essentially, mate, is brand new to them. How was that journey for you, mate?
For me, to be honest, at the start, obviously, it is a little bit scary, but I think that's what kind of pushes you over the edge, You've got to take that little step into the discomfort, um, to push yourself. But as soon as I joined the group and stuff, all the men were so welcoming. Like I felt really like it only took me like the first day, the first meet, and I felt so relaxed, so welcome, felt like I was in the right place. And even though all these men are obviously they could different backgrounds, different jobs, different stories, different experiences, and they're all a lot older than me as well.
Mm,
Even though I honestly just felt so comfortable, felt like it was such a freeing experience, and it was really refreshing just to feel like right, I feel like I'm taking a step in the right direction. So when I first joined, obviously you do have that little bit of like I don't know, something holding you back, like your brain telling you to stay in comfort.
mm,
But honestly, like once you take the plunge, you realize how great everyone is in the group, how like everyone else is on this same journey with you. Obviously, you got yourself
mm.
supporting us, teaching us things that will honestly blow your mind. So yeah, and the welcome you'll get, it'll make you feel so comfortable straight away, and you'll just go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, and I say like men thrive in challenge, mate, and a lot of men in the world right now, mate, are struggling because we're not being challenged in certain ways. We're finding things too comfortable. Life has never been so comfortable, and men have never been so sick. Yeah, it's
Mm.
something that I see with a lot of men, mate. So massive fair play to you, mate, for joining a group of men, mate, because it's not just like an average group of men, mate. There's some big characters in there, mate. There's men in there who are We've got big businesses, mate. There's high performing men. There's different type of men, mate, from all different backgrounds and dynamics, isn't there? That you don't really go long without getting an answer to your question, mate, or your problem, do you?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
always there's always something going on. There's always sometimes you'll have a question in your head and next minute it's already answered because someone else has piped up or someone's even given a perspective that you would never even think of and you go, actually, I really wanted to know that, but you wouldn't even know. So having that different dynamic of people it's good. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Powerful, mate. So what would you say then, Reeve, has been the biggest change, mate, you've seen in yourself and maybe the biggest change other people have seen in you as well?
I think it's genuinely just the confidence in myself to know that I'm on the right path and in the right direction. You know, like if you show up and you do the right things every day, and you know, you've got to recognize that the progress isn't linear. Obviously, it's going to fluctuate, and that's okay. But you know, if you start making the right actions and start implementing the right things that you've been taught, um, start being vulnerable, start being open to conversations and new beliefs, new techniques, new practices that you can do, you'll definitely see a change. Like for me now, I just feel a lot more relaxed about where I'm going, who I am, and I'm just excited to continue with the journey. To be honest, that's what's the main thing is like I feel like I've only just started. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
like, and I don't feel like it'll stop. I feel like this is a thing that will carry on for the rest of your life, you know, just learning about yourself, learning about who you are, um, yeah, and how to become the best version of yourself.
Mm, love that, mate. Love it. Wise head on young shoulders. I remember when we first spoke, mate, you said something like that, like you felt that about yourself. There's definitely, mate, a wiseness to you being beyond your years, if that makes sense, mate. Definitely. So I love the youthfulness, mate, you bring, but I also love the wisdom at such a young age of putting yourself right out of your comfort zone, mate, and into the
Yeah.
deep end. So fair play, brother. Fair play, mate. Um, okay, mate. Lastly, and this is the question, mate, I ask to every man, is you know, you were probably that man once as well, mate. You know, being a man who's sitting on the fence, maybe considering, you know, self-development work, maybe looking at the work I do and looking at men's work and thinking, is this for me? Is this the right time? Should I do it? I don't think, you know, trying to talk themselves out of it, maybe feeling a lot of fear and discomfort from taking that plunge or jumping on a call with me, mate. What would you say to the man who's sitting on the fence, mate, who's wondering if this could change his life and help him find his mission, his purpose, and put him into a tribe of men, mate, that's going to help him elevate? What would you say to that man, mate, who's maybe not ready or contemplating taking the plunge?
I'd just say lean into the discomfort because that comfort that you're clinging on to is keeping you where you are. And if you want things to change, you've got to take that action, you know. Obviously small actions help, but if you take that big action, that first big step, it's the hardest step. And after that, obviously there are going to be harder steps to overcome. But once you take that first one, it puts you in that forward space to get that momentum going. So I'd just say, you know, lean into that discomfort. You recognize it's there, but that's just trying to keep you where you are. And we have that every day, you know what I mean? Um, like to be honest, I had it myself. Obviously, you're like trying to trick yourself, but you know, after speaking to you, after really thinking about it, maybe not thinking about it and too much. Don't overthink it. Just do what you feel is right, like your intuition. Don't let your brain, your thoughts, your past experience just try and affect you and keep you where you are. Um, just be ready to like take your head on because if you want to change, you've got to prove to yourself you want to change or you want to become the best version of yourself. You've got to prove yourself and you've got to take that first step because without that first step, you'll stay exactly where you are.
Mm, yeah, saying it is one thing, mate, isn't it? Doing it is another.
Exactly.
And obviously taking that leap, mate, is it's probably the biggest leap you'll take, mate, because it will completely change your life. You know, nothing changes unless nothing changes, mate.
Exactly.
So it's pretty simple, isn't it? Once we start to change, mate, different things start to happen and different experiences happen in our life. So yeah, mate, massive thank you, Reeve, for coming on, for sharing your experience, brother, and hopefully, allowing this video, mate, to reach more men who are maybe sitting on the fence and need a fucking kick off it.
Come on.
Come on. Nice one, brother. Thank you very much.
Nice one.